Today, I'm here to tell you about making serious mad money using specific investment vehicles. However, since we are talking about the 10 investments that are making people mad money without the heavy lifting, I'm going to break it up into a 10-part series that is more digestible. This will be number one in the series. Welcome to the Accidental Guide, better known as TAG, the place where thinkers, creatives, doers, and people with a prosperity mindset come to connect, learn, time travel, share, have fun, and get inspired along the way. There are two things you can get that will give you a great start. First thing, my $1,000,000 thanks for taking a moment to give this video a like and subscribe, because every time you do it, it supports me to the moon. So big thanks and fist bump to everyone that does it. And the second thing will interest you even more is improving your investment hustle. So let's get into the video. Number one investment hustle is biotech investing. Investing in biotech is quite different from investing in regular industries. In order to be successful, biotech companies need to burn a ton load of cash over multiple years because the average time to develop a drug or a health solution from concept to market is about 12 years. So the bottom line is you're investing in the underlying development of the drug and investing in the idea that the company goes public. Or if you fall in the category of most people, you usually have to wait until it becomes a public company and gets listed on the stock market first. So being patient can reward you in an industry where things can take much longer, but the payoffs are huge if the drug is successful and gets FDA approval. Some drugs, like vaccines, may even be fast-tracked with less trial phases and shorter time spans between them depending on the urgency of the need being filled. So to get to the finish line and put yourself on a faster track with biotech stocks, start by looking for companies that are already public and have successfully completed like phase 1 or phase 2 patient trials and soon entering the phase 3, which is usually the final testing stages to prove efficacy with patient trials before becoming eligible for the FDA review process. To treat pandemics like COVID, think Pfizer and Moderna vaccine that you're accustomed to hearing. And to treat monkeypox, think Jynneos, the only FDA-approved monkeypox vaccine at the moment in the US. Jynneos is manufactured by Bavarian Nordic, a biotech company located in Denmark, stock ticker BVNR.Y. However, there are two other antiviral producers, SIGA Technologies, stock ticker SIGA, and Quest Diagnostics, stock ticker DGX, that appears to be the early leaders in monkeypox prevention and treatment. So the question is, will any of these companies experience a tailwind like the one COVID-19 provided for Moderna, Novavax, and Pfizer? Here is where the proof is in the pudding, which equates to the science, money, and location that are the needed ingredients for this type of treat to turn out well. Next to consider is where to invest. The location of a biotech company can have a big influence on how much money it is able to raise. This will be super important to help pay for research, development, and testing during the multiple phases. So, most investors focus on specific geographic areas that provide more opportunities for early stage investors to help support these companies and get them to the finish line. The US topped the list as being the most advanced as it started earlier in the biotech space, has more experience as a market because it has a much larger number of mature biotech companies,
that people can invest in. Last but not least, the management teams in the US have more experience due to the industry being older and with more successes going public under their belt. For instance, in the last couple of years, the number of biotech IPOs in the US is much higher in comparison to Europe. Still, Europe is becoming a location of interest for many specialized US investors who usually have deeper pockets. However, a lot of retail investors are finding Europe attractive to invest in too, as more often US companies have higher valuations than their European counterparts. Valuations in China are also getting pretty high, and Chinese investors are going to Europe as well. Within Europe, some of the most promising regions for biotech include Netherlands, Scandinavia, and naturally Switzerland due to its population size. Up next is what to invest in. Areas that will provide the majority of biotech opportunities like oncology, orphan diseases, immunology, and central nervous system diseases. Or look for companies that have been around a long time, but they are innovative, and so they keep developing new drugs for other diseases or improving upon old drugs that can bring higher results or safer delivery to patients. Most important, a company that focuses on the areas with highest medical need and the benefit it can bring to patients, as this will also help them with reimbursement and funding of their treatment or medical device. Also, beyond what I have previously mentioned, the technology needs to be considered. For example, in recent times, companies focusing in the medtech space have faced challenges to finding investment backing, because many US investors in the life sciences have mostly left the medtech space, making it more challenging to take those companies public or sell them. Because usually in the medtech space, the type of technology is very specific. Sometimes there are only 2 to 3 companies in the space that could acquire or partner with that company. While on the flip side, the biotech's flexibility to go to the moon real fast makes it the more advantageous investment vehicle in this medical space. For example, if it's a cancer company with a drug and good clinical data, they can easily find a dozen pharma companies that will be interested to buy or help get it to market sooner.
So in a nutshell, you need to adapt your investment strategies in biotech to the industry's unique needs. With that in mind, when investing in a biotech company, it's best to start with the end game in your initial strategy and these 3 rules of thumb. 1. Look at the type of patient it will be serving in 10 to 15 years. 2. Look at the competitor landscape and if it will have the ability to compete not only with what's out there today, but with the types of products and services that will be available many years from now when their product enters the market. And 3, check to see if they have a strong management team and patent positioning, a strong business and advisory network that they're able to rely on, as well as transparent testing and validation earlier on and throughout the testing phases. Well, that's all, folks. Let's play tag and pass it on by sharing with your friends and family, because sharing success is where the love is at. Love you big and see you soon in the next video. Cheers.